Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the Imps'S podcast show with me, Cornell B, back again with another video. And today, normally it would be a match preview of Lincoln City, but obviously Lincoln City don't play tomorrow because they've got 2 days of training. And they actually need a break because the amount of games that they've played throughout the November season, from playing Stevenage to be playing Leighton Orient to be playing Barnsley and other games intended as well before the Skabala era obviously started and begun, and even before we had hired before the board and Clive Nates, Jez George, and Liam Scully had hired Skabala to be our new manager forward slash our new head coach. Before I get in the video, I want to say thank you very much to the 455 subscribers. I can't believe it's been going up so much, and I'd love to get it up to 456. It would be very, very appreciated. Keep on smashing your opinions, keep on leaving your likes, keep on pressing the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and also I'd love to get it up to 456. It'd be so appreciated. It would be fantastic if that could be done. So let's get into the video. So realistically, as I said, there's no game. There's no game tomorrow, but there is a game on Tuesday. The last time we had a game was during this week, and that was against Cambridge United away at the Abbey Stadium, where we won 3-0, which I realistically basically predicted and said, as despite that somebody had asked me and said, Cornell, what do you think the score would be is going to be against Cambridge? And I said, the first thing I said, it's going to be 3-0. And said, done. It was 3-0. And then one or two retweets and reposts came up and said, sign him up. And I was like, okay, fair enough for that. But obviously, look, it's just me reflecting on Lincoln City's month, last month of November, which is now gone. We're in a new month, almost heading towards the Christmas period, almost in a new era of 2024. Second half of the season, January transfer window not far away. It's on the horizon, and obviously managers, head coaches are going to be looking forward to bringing in new players and new faces into their club to strengthen their club and to really get them up the table. Who's going to finish first, finish in the top three, top four, top six. Who's going to finish mid-table, who's going to be fighting for their lives in relegation fights. So all these things, managers, force as head coaches are going to be doing. But us, Lincoln City, we're still ninth in the table. We would have been seventh, but obviously Barnsley won their game, in the week, and obviously, fair play to them. But realistically, it's a real shame that we're not even further up the table. But we've got the Wigan game next Saturday to put that right. And look, we can be proud of our performances, and not just the performances being put in on the pitch. It's players as well that has turned around. Their season has real turned around, and Skabala's impact as well is also one that needs to be spoken about. But first of all, I think reflecting on the games that us Lincoln City have played, like Stevenage, losing to them wasn't the best of ways, and Skabala not getting his first win as head coach. I think Stevenage were the better side, and that's the reason why they are unbeaten and where they are in the table and why they are flying. I mean, I'm not, as I said in my previous video, in my match review of Lincoln City versus Stevenage, I'm not a fan of Steve Evans, but one thing I will say is that us Lincoln City, played the best football, especially in the first half. But the second half, we wasn't at it, and we got what we deserved, and that's the reason why they won. Leighton Orient away at their ground, a fixture that we played previously, but obviously my respects goes out to the Leighton Orient fan who sadly lost his life to a heart attack in the previous fixture, and obviously wicked play to the Leighton Orient fans that came onto the pitch and sat on the pitch and made sure that that the game didn't really go ahead and didn't pursue, and Jensen not kicking the ball out and not kicking it for a goal kick. But look, our players did the right thing, including Jensen. Big up Lucas Jensen every day. And realistically, I think where we in that game, I thought it was going to be still a 1-0 1-0 loss. I thought we wasn't going to let that slide, but I don't think the players didn't want to let that that result go at Leighton Orient's way, and that's the reason why the EFL intervened and said, let's reschedule the game. Let's put it to a reasonable date, and get the game going. So I was really happy that it happened, that it was rescheduled. Although some moaned and groaned and said that they didn't want the game to be rescheduled, but one thing I will say for sure is that we got 3 points at that game. Of course, the minute silent for the Ford and Leighton Orient fan who sadly passed away and lost his life. But one thing, may his soul rest in peace, and my condolences goes out to his family. But also, I will say is that winning the game was so important for us. To get 3 points and really put our grip on that top six, and to be in contention and in a shout of the top six. It shows that we're going to go places, and that was Skabala's first win. Absolutely, it was an absolute fantastic, greatest achievement that we have achieved, and Scabala has achieved as a head coach. So that was one of the best games of last month. Drawing against Barnsley was also brilliant as well, because obviously we've played against Barnsley and we beat them last season. Yes, of course, the events on out off the pitch didn't really end so well with some of our fans and some of their fans, but listen, one thing we didn't do was never back down, and we never quit. We never quitted. We never gave in. That was important for us, and that's the reason why we are where we are in the table. And yeah, of course, fair play to that. My sort of review on that game was kind of like, well, we did well in the first half. We dominated them. We hurt them on the break. We made them work. We made the defense, panic. Especially going forward, and Mandroyu's performances obviously coming back to life, and we're seeing the real Danny Mandroyu that we've always wanted to see. And then also, I think as well, I think even when we went 2-1 down, I thought the game was over. One thing I will say, like, we never gave up, and the changes that Scobana made really paid off, and that's the reason why we drew that game. And I mean, it could have been 3-2 if it was given a penalty through Shadipo's foul, but look, we got a point, and it was, and getting a point is better than losing, because when you lose, then you've got to be asking questions. Well, why didn't we beat this big top side? But as I said, Barnsley, I think they look good with Devante Cole in their team. I think they'll go on and probably finish somewhere up the table, in the top eight, top seven. But wherever they finish and whatever they do with their season, all the best to them, and fair play to them. But I think the best game has to be Cambridge. Especially beating Cambridge 3-0, goals from Mandroyu, Dylan Duffy, Jack Vale getting his second goal of the season. I think this is the best that I've ever seen us Lincoln City. The positive optimism key factor is back. We are back. Skobala is back. Skobala has got us playing so much wicked attacking football, flow of football, and it's so wicked to watch, which I'm going to speak about Skobala in a minute. But that result against Leighton Orient was excellent, absolutely brilliant for us to really beat them and say, look, we can beat the lower teams that are in the League One division. And it's not to say that we can't, because they've got some decent players, but we come up against lower league sides, lower league one, lower league teams, and we're thinking, well, they are a poor side. Of course, they may have some good players, but they have some weaknesses just like we do. But one thing for sure, that 3-0 win was the best win I have ever seen. Seeing players like Danny Mandroy get back to his form, seeing TJ Ulmer being the real the same TJ Ulmer like he was in the 2020-21 season under Michael Appleton. I am just pleased with how far he can come. And the thing is, when you've got a new head coach who can get the best out of you, who believes in you as a player, then you're going to go real places. And right now we're seeing the best of TJ Ulmer. Makama, obviously, Makama's improvements and his development has just been an absolute outstanding performance being put into his game. And I know there's been criticism about him that he's not good enough to be in the Imps'S first team. Listen, this boy can do a lot of can achieve a lot of great things. He's got the potential to be a special player. Yes, I do agree that um Makama does need maybe a loan spell to probably go maybe in the National League, but it's got to, if he does get loaned out to a National League team, it's got to be the right National League team that's going to play him. It don't make sense getting loaned out to a National League team and then he's not getting the playing time he deserves. It don't make perfect sense. But I do think he's got a future here, just like Freddie Draper's has got a future here. Yeah, signing a new contract, and now he's out on loan, smashing it at Walsall. You know, all these young players, I could name a few. You know, McCarm one of them. Fantastic performances that McCarm been putting in this season. I know McCarm can be a very special keeper, a very special player, and he's got everything in his locker. He's got the potential, he's got the talent, he's got everything to prove to Skabala, and Skabala will get the best out of him. And you know, it's not only just him. Olsen Gallagher, who's on loan right now. You know, you got Hayden McCannon, who's on loan, and he's got wicked potential. Litch has got potential. Jay Ben's got wicked potential. Sam Long got wicked potential. The whole team, including the youth academy in the Lincoln City academy team. You know, from your Bailey Adminsons to your Charlie Parks. You know, to your Teo Duckers, to the whole crew, every single one of them, even the Lincoln City women, you know, from Tony McHamilton to Maddie Green to Sinead Fletcher to Leah Hardy to Ella to Faith Horner, every single one, including every single player in that Lincoln City women's team. They have huge potential to be something special and to achieve great things this season. And Lincoln City as a club and the whole team, from the women's team to the youth academy to the under 15s, under 16s, upwards, they have so much potential. But these players, from McCarmer, as I've just mentioned, he's got a lot to prove, and he has proven that. And I think he's proven doubters wrong and proven some people that feel that he's not good enough, or he's this or he's that. And some people say, oh, why is he playing? Why is he this? He's playing because he's showing the potential of a young star who has got great talent to go further. And I believe it when I see one. And Makama is the huge deal for this team. And if he carries on working hard, he carries on being positive, optimistic, going forward with his footballing career, he will go places. And you know, one day he will be a huge striker. Although, yeah, he's tall, but although he can play basketball, but big up Makama. But realistically, in the previous games that we saw with Makama, especially against Leighton Orient, when he came on, he was a different player from how we would normally would see. But one thing that Makama did do was show his absolute talents and his belief to say, you know what, I'm going to prove every one of you wrong. I can be the best, and you're going to see the very best of Jevon Makama this season. You're going to see the very best of Olsen Gallagher as well, who's got so much to prove. He's the future. You're going to see Hayden McCann do well. You're going to see Sam Long, Jay Ben, the whole crew, the whole list goes on, who is out on loan right now and you know has got absolutely potential. Yeah, some say that maybe, just maybe, you know, McCarmer should go to the League of Ireland and probably get loaned there. Do you know what I mean? But look, listen, let's get one thing straight. You know, McCarmer is going to work really hard in training, and the more improved that McCarmer gets, the more better he's going to be. So shout out to Jevon McCarmer for his hard work over this week and over in previous games, and big up Michael Scabala for giving him a chance and his opportunity for him to shine. So that's obviously the games that from last month, and then of course, you know, the win. You know, going towards the end of last month, of course, against Cambridge. So right now is to talk about Scabala as a head coach. What do I rate him? I know that I was reading on social media. What do I rate? You know, Michael Scabala over the past few weeks since he's been appointed as our new head coach. He's done really well. Do you know what he's done? He's got us playing positive, optimistic, attacking flow of football that we have never seen before. He's built a connection. I'm not saying that Mark Kennedy never had those things, but he's and not only just that, he's believed in the players. He's installed belief, he's installed optimism, he's installed positivity into the players, and his style of play has really suited the way that we want to play. And over the past games that have been played, from Cambridge to Leighton Orient, yeah, Stevenage was a fluke of losing, but and Barnsley as well. You can't forget that one as well. The flow of football and the flow of attacking football has been outstanding to watch from Skobala. I mean, obviously, yes, we're still playing the 3-4-3 formation. Obviously, when the full team is back, obviously it could change probably next season, depending on where we are. Well, we're going to be in the top six. We're going to finish in the top six and be in the playoffs for sure, and and do something special come the end of the season. And Skobala has shown the ability to be a special head coach. Do you know what? I'm going to be honest. I think we're seeing the new version of Marcelo Bielsa in Michael Skobala, because Skobala is similar to Bielsa, because Bielsa was the same thing when he was managing Linz. I mean, he got the best out of the young players out of the youth academy system, and then he brought players in that really wanted to really play for Leeds. And that's the reason why he got Leeds up. He got them promoted from the Championship to the Premier League, and that's what Skobala is going to do with us. He's going to bring in his own players, of course, in January, because we've been linked with so many young prospects of Leeds United, and obviously some of them really fit our team. And I mean, I know the board and Jez George and Liam Scully and Clive Nates are going to be like looking at them and saying, "Oh, they are our potential targets to have in this team." But one thing I will say is that we're on the right path to reality now, and we are in a fantastic position. We're in ninth place, and Scott Barlow has got us believing again. And come, next week, obviously Tuesday we go against Accrington Stanley in the EFL Trophy. Next week, round 32 against Accrington Stanley. The last time we played them, we lost to them on penalties. And we've played them in the league, and we've had draws against them, we've lost against them, we've had wins against them. But one thing I will say is that the players will approach the Tuesday game against Accrington Stanley in the EFL Trophy / the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. We will win that game. We will beat Accrington Stanley, and we will book our place in the quarterfinals. The thing I would say for the players that the players need to do is play with enthusiasm, passion, desire, determination, willingness to win, and fight. That is what us Imps fans expect on Tuesday of the players. And if the players can really deliver that, I don't want to hear hopes. I don't want to hear hopefully. I don't want to hear hope so, because that's not how I roll. That's The players don't need it. Skobala don't need it. They need optimism. They need positivity. But one thing I've got to remember is that not everyone is, like me. Who's optimistic and not. I'm not pessimist, because realistically, I don't like being pessimist. But sometimes if things are not going right, then fair enough. You've got to reverse your opinion. You got to say how it is. But Tuesday against Accrington Stanley is not the slightest biggest game. But we're playing against a League Two side who got relegated last season in League Two last season, and now obviously are doing well in the League Two situation. The thing is, we Lincoln City are going to go places this season. Skobala is going to take us everywhere. And obviously, if you haven't seen if you haven't seen the real nicknames for Skobala, I just nickname him Michael Bielsa Skobala. Obviously, Skobala Baller, Skobala Ball. Obviously Scabadoo, of course. Obviously, the new song created by 617. Skobala, aha. I even created one as well with Skobala and Shaw, aha. Obviously of ABBA, obviously of the ABBA tune. I'm not going to pronounce it, but obviously, look, at the end of the day, Skobala is a fantastic head coach, and 20 years of experience of coaching experience, futsal football. He's putting that to practice, and the players are gonna learn from him, and they know what they know what he wants them to do, and they'll learn so much of him, and it's important that the players really have their heads screwed on come Tuesday. Next Saturday against Wigan is also a big massive one as well. Where Wigan are not an easy team. It's going to be tough against Wigan. So, obviously looking forward to that as well. Obviously we've got to play Reading. We've got Northampton to play very soon. We've got other games coming up very soon. So it's going to be real tough this season. But one thing I will say is that us Lincoln City will be ready to take on those challenges and put down and stamp our authority on that top six, on that top six, this season, and going towards the new era of 2024. Because I'll tell you this, and I will say this: we, Lincoln City, will be in that top six this season, come the end of the season, when Skabala has improved this team, which he will improve this team, and he will make our team into the team that we deserve. Right now, we're playing the best flowing attacking football, but even better. It's about attracting the right young prospects. Like over the years, we've like attracted fantastic young players, and they've done well for us, and they've gone on to pursue their careers. Like Brendan Johnson, he was with us, and then obviously he was on the bench, he was not getting played, and we got the best out of him, and brought him into the player that he is this season. During the Appleton season, and that got us to the playoff. I mean, yeah, it was a real shame we didn't get into the championship, but I believe we'll be playing championship football for sure come next season. So I'm optimistic and positive about it. But I'll be very interested to see what the team will be on Tuesday. I mean, obviously, I know Jordan Wright's going to play. I think Jay Ben will definitely play. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Hayden McCann play as well, because obviously lone players can still play. I think Jackson and Mitchell probably might play, or I wouldn't be surprised if Mitchell and TJ play at the back as well. I wouldn't be surprised. Jaden Brown, of course, I think will play as well. I think Olsen Gallagher as well. Ethan Iran will probably play in that game. Shadipo and Adelican maybe will probably play in that. And then probably like maybe Vale up front as well, just to give Makama a bit of a rest, and then bring on Makama. And then never know, we might even see some returning players. I mean, Teddy Bish is back, obviously, but I like the way that Scabala is protecting him from getting another injury. Obviously, I'm upset, obviously disappointed to hear about Tyler Walker has to go and re-see the rehabilitation, but for now, it's time to focus on the games at hand, and just focus on seeing out the new month of December, and getting points on the board, valuable points on the board, and really, really taking the game to some oppositional teams. And I want to see, the players playing with enthusiasm. I want to see them playing with passion. I want to see them showing that they care for the badge, that they want to play for Lincoln City. Don't just go on the pitch and don't give your all, because it don't make perfect sense. That's what I would like to see the players do. But other than that, where we are in the table, ninth in the table, I'm very, very happy with it. And, I can't wait for obviously Tuesday for us to beat Accrington Stanley and win that game in the Papa John's Trophy, and then to the other league games that we got coming up soon. Young prospects, Leeds. I mean, obviously, yeah, we've been linked with a few. I mean, Ian Poveda is one of them who's had a youthful career at Man City, Brentford. Obviously, he was on loan at Blackpool last season. Been at Blackburn as well before an ankle injury prevailed that, and stuff. I would love to see Poveda at Lincoln. I think Poveda would be an absolute class addition. Mateo Joseph, no brainer. Lewis Bate, no brainer. Um, Darko Giabi, obviously another no brainer of a loan I would love to see at Lincoln City Football Club for sure. There's a few others as well. Even there's a centre back. Montiero is also one of them I wouldn't mind seeing. Leo Verhardre, I can't pronounce his name, but he's a Norwegian centre back who can also play left back as well, so very versatile in the defense. But do we really need a centre back? Do we need a left back? Because we've got Barbers and Jaden Brown who can play this. So I'm not sure, but I think he could be. Leo Varade would be a very, very, very good, decent addition to Lincoln City, but we'll have to wait and see what happens from now. I mean, there's other players in the Premier League too that will take interest, because I did hear him say about Crystal Palace. I heard him say Chelsea. I didn't see the other teams, but there are some other young players, young prospects that would suit us realistically. But I know for one sure that we're going to go that Scabala will go into the Leeds on the Leeds United on the 21s, and some of them are leaving, and some of them that would really fit Lincoln City for sure. But one thing I will say, is that I am pleased with this team. I'm pleased with the players. Lucas Jensen, what a keeper he's going to be. He's going to work really hard this season. We're going to see the very best of him. His confidence will kick in, his positivity, his optimism, everything he puts on the line. The whole team needs to pat himself on the back because every single one of them have done really well this year. And I am so proud of the players. I'm so proud of what they've done and what they're doing. And obviously, looking forward to new players coming as well. Jack Moylan, can't wait for him to come forward. Such the Jack Irish Messi Moylan come into Lincoln City. I cannot wait for him to come. So, there's a lot of great things going on at Lincoln City, but one thing for sure, us Lincoln City will not give up on this on our goal of achieving top six finish this season. And we will stamp our authority come the ending of the second half of the League One season. So enjoy your moment for now. To all my message to all the teams in League One, enjoy your moment, enjoy your time, dominate and do what you're doing. But when Skubala improves our team, gets our team up and running, which he has already done and made his impact already known, and brings in the players that we Lincoln City need, we're coming for that top six. And we will stop at nothing until we've achieved that goal. And we will achieve that goal, believe me when I say it. Thank you so much to everybody that has tuned in to my video, to the Imps'S podcast show. Love to get out to 456 or even 457. It would be very, very appreciated. Thank you very much for watching the Imps'S podcast show. I'll see you in the next video for when Lincoln City play Accrington Stanley. Up the Imps. Thank you.